Hey, what's up? Welcome back on Spotify to Steph's Rock Show. Our next guest is comedian Mark Gonzales. Thanks for coming by.
No, thank you for having me. This is a lot of fun. I've been anticipating this for quite some time.
Yeah, dude, this show is all about fun, the capital F, that's for sure. So, how was your Friday? What have you been up to today?
Oh, I got up. I had to work a little bit at the day job. I'm an operations manager at a dispensary. So, you can imagine
Nice.
the fun that is of just babysitting adults. That's what I do. It's pretty much what being an operations manager is. And so I had to do a little work. And then, yeah, on the road to, I might catch a buddy. He's a metalhead as well. I believe you interview a lot of metalheads on your show.
I do. I worked in metal and rock radio for years, so that's where I
That's
have
awesome.
connections. So, I love though comedians and OnlyFans people too. So, I'm trying to jump into you guys more.
That's awesome. I enjoy metal music as well too. So I'm catching my buddy perform. It's emo night at Brick by Brick in San Diego, but they're doing
I
a new
love
bunch of new
emo
metal.
night.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
They're doing it's like new metal and like everything's the '90s and stuff. And I forgot a couple of songs that he's gonna sing, and I told him I'll go. Surprise him. He always comes up to my shows when I perform, and yeah, so that's what I'm glad to return the favor. But yeah, that's my Friday today. That's the plan today.
Nice. Well, cheers. Happy Friday.
Happy
I saw
Friday.
you had an old bloody gore shirt. So have you
Yeah.
seen some gore shows? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mentioned too many. I think I counted 10. Or maybe more. Like I forgot I saw them when I was a lot younger, like my early 20s. But and this last time, yeah, I used to write down the venue or the city name, a little of the location in the venue, or just the reference and where I was at, and the date that I saw them. And that's how I was able to count because that's my gore shirt. Yeah, it's my tank top. So I'm gonna retire that one, and I want to frame it. I didn't ever watched it, which I should watch it, but yeah, it's
That's
kind of
cool.
fun.
No, I
I'll
have
be
the same shirts. My buddies in a band of orcs. They are a Northern California Monterey Ocean band that dresses up like orcs and spews blood into the audience. So I have a similar
that's
lots of
great.
shirts I've kept with old blood. Yeah, on from them. I love gore too though. And then
That's
okay,
awesome.
I see you're obsessed with the LA Lakers, but you're in San Diego and then you just go up for work and love the Lakers in LA.
Oh yeah, like yeah, I'm born and raised in LA, and big LA fan. Yeah, Laker fan, a Dodger fan. Lakers got eliminated, so Dodger gear it is. So, but
Yeah.
yeah, and I'll travel down to San Diego. And it's funny because this wasn't on purpose today. Me entering San Diego with an LA Dodgers hat, but I figured, hey, the rivalry continues. So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
come down here to perform too.
Sweet. So, and then you have your own separate page from comedy too, that just give me a minute. How did you start that? And that just like a minute of jokes or a minute of skits that you created?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, what I wanted to do, like as far as content, creating content. You know how hard it is to create some content.
Yeah.
So,
No, I
hey,
don't.
I
Just
kind
put
of,
your tits up. Push your tits up.
yeah,
Done.
that's all I got to do.
Done.
And I'm wearing a hoodie today. I'm sorry
No,
for your
you're done.
promo.
This isn't going to go viral. Nope.
And yeah, so like I was like, well, let me combine podcasting because I used to do a podcast, and with I kind of like try to take a little bit of everything and form it into like the time frame of within a story. So it's like at the time of like 15 seconds. I think right now it's like 15, but now like they expanded to like a minute. So that's why I was like, oh, God's a minute. Like I just need a minute of your time. You could pass along, or everyone could pass it with their friends and just share it. That's safe. But yeah, I enjoy doing it. I just have to be more consistent with it. Really, that's where I lack out. But it's because I'm busy. Like I do a lot of stand up, and yeah, I have the day job too. But Gonzo minute, yeah. I'm trying to follow everybody right now. I'm trying to expand as well. I'm trying to put that out there because it is a little combination of, like I said, a little bit of everything. It's like a podcast. It's like a minute of jokes. It could be a little bit of everything. So that's what I kind of treat you guys.
I feel you. I got another job and kids, so this is like my fun hobby. So you try to put as much time into it as you can, but we also have other lives. So and
Yeah.
then were you in LA for Netflix as a joke? Did you attend any of that?
Yeah, I was like actually performed. So what they wanted to do, I guess this year was they reached out to local comedian hosts and bookers of the smaller shows like open mic nights and stuff like that. Excuse me. And yeah, a friend of mine he books a Tuesday and a Thursday night in his rooms, and he told me that, hey, the Netflix reached out to me. They, we did this deal where on select venues, and I get to pick them. So I want to ask you. I was like, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I got to perform on Netflix as a joke festival. Like it was a an official one. But it was like it was a free one. At a dive bar, they're talking more than listening. But I'm used to that. So, but it was
Yeah.
fun. I wish I attended the roast. I mean, everyone keeps talking about the roast, good and bad. Which have you seen the roast?
I love the Kevin Hart roast. I love all roasts. I love Shane Gillis and Tony's jokes. I thought it was really cool that Big J. I had no idea that he was friends with Kevin Hart so long ago. So that
Oh,
was neat to learn.
yeah.
I'm not a Chelsea Handler fan, I'll be honest. I am not. But did you have like a favorite from the roast or just favorite jokes?
Um, I've been watching clips. That's why I kind of caught on with everything. But yeah, I mean, as far as like I'm a big fan of comedy. And so like I love watching roasts. Like as a comedian studying the craft and the art, I was like going back and watching, how the greats did it first. And it's evolved since then because now they're like, going darker and darker. And this is the spirit of comedy. You go from funny or from bad to worse, and then worse to terrible, absolutely terrible. And that's the way how a roast are going to progress. So it's very subjective. Comedy is subjective. So as far as roasting, it's supposed to be in good spirit, but I can tell. I think there's some personal animosity between some of the comedians on
Yes.
stage.
It
I get
you
it.
I feel like, we all joke, but I think there was some real we don't like each other because it's political, right? I saw one
Yeah.
of the posts saying that don't be a comedian if you can't take a joke about everything. And I agree. I think that's why
Yeah.
I couldn't do comedy. I love dark humor, but I did grow up Catholic. I saw you did too. So I just
Yes.
cannot take abortion jokes. I just don't think it's funny. And
Mm.
everything else is like fair game. I love racial jokes, especially about white people and whatnot. But I can't do the dead baby jokes. They lose me. I'm not gonna walk out of a place. But do you have any joke that kind of offends you or you're like, oh, that pushed the boundary?
It's funny you say that because there's jokes that I'll say on stage because I have a dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
But my style in comedy on stage is like in the middle. It's not too dark. It's definitely not too dark, and it's definitely not too clean. It's not too edgy. It's not too TV friendly, kid friendly. But it's like I try to make it as general as me. It's really just everything that makes me laugh. And I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought right there.
Oh, is there
What was the
anyone that
question
you
again?
wouldn't tell at all or like a joke that you wouldn't go
Oh
near
yeah,
or you're pretty good with every category?
yeah, yeah. With every category, I mean, if anything, I read the audience. I see how they
Yeah.
react, and I give it a 2 out of 3 rule. If it kills 2 out of 3 times, or I get the laughs that I want, then but okay, I'm gonna keep it. There's jokes that I've written that I'll say on stage. I think they're funny, but no one else thinks they're funny. Like
I do
I have a
it's a
joke where I
stoner
say,
brain. I feel like I'll be at stoned by
yeah.
myself and be like, "That's really funny," and then I'll try to tell it to my friends, and they're like, "Steph, that's not funny," and I'm like, "Damn it, I was too high."
Yeah, okay, like I have one where I say, because I'm Hispanic, I'm Mexican, Native American, so I look Filipino, something like that, and but I love this joke that I wrote, and it gets laughs in person when I tell it to somebody, but when I tell it on stage, it doesn't. So it just goes, you know, uh, oh, I'm trying to find happiness, but I keep dating Mexican chicks. That's it. And no
I
one
heard
laughs.
though
Nobody laughs.
Latinas are the best. Like the hot Cheeto Latinas, I love them. Like they're the wild, they're gonna give you a good see, white goth girls and Latinas, we're kind of in the same crazy category. So those are my girls.
Yeah, exactly. Because I always try to back it up with, oh well, how many tires I had to replace, how many like windshields I got cracked. Like it's like I'm
Yes,
trying to
I
find
don't
peace.
date women anymore because women broke into my house and slashed my tires. A man has never done that. It was only women.
I, was- hey, I get it. I was raised in a single mother
Yeah.
household with sisters as the only guy, and I'm very straight. Yeah, I completely
Yeah.
understand. I totally get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's jokes that if it doesn't get the heart laugh that I won't say it anymore. Which those are
Yeah.
always like the funniest ones I like. So,
Right. So, okay, I loved a lot of your jokes I checked out. There was one that I resonated with because I'm dating over 40s too. And I laughed when you said, she said to send a dick pic, which I'm a fan of. And you're like, should I just Google the dicks and send a Google dick? Like, so are you not into sending the real one? Is that kind of off limits or in the
Oh,
beginning?
I would send it. Definitely, I would say the Scorpio in me kicks in for sure when it comes
Yeah.
to all that.
Scorpios are
Or
wild.
visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So hail all Scorpios, but
Yeah.
that'll kick in, but yeah, I'll it depends how much I like her really, or how much I trust her. I think that. But
Yeah.
it's funny because actually I did that one time as a joke because I was like flirting with someone, and I was with a buddy of mine. He's another comedian, so he's like we kind of bounced the idea. And we're like, man, that's funny if we actually did it. They actually did it. Now we're like, no, I can't. That's how I kind of came up with the joke. Back of a room, you're sitting with a bunch of comedians just bullshitting with each other, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And, sometimes you find the golden egg kind of thing. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's it gets a hard laugh, and I kept it. But yeah, I'm definitely I would say absolutely.
Yeah. So then why do you think, because you're dating, I'm dating, but I've been talking to a lot of comedians more lately. And why do you think comedians tend to be more solitary and a lot of them are single later in life? Why do you think that is?
It's funny because like I get a lot of people. I have a lot of friends that got married younger, had kids younger, or just got married, or just had kids. And I'm like the only one that isn't, very single. But I always say like I'm the cool uncle. So like all my friends' kids, like it's no problem at all. I had a lot of cool uncles growing up. So, but what? I don't know. Like I know if I take away attention from comedy and put it into a relationship, it's gonna affect a little bit because I'm taking my eye off the prize, so to say.
Yeah.
So, and I want to focus on my comedy career. That's what I want to do. Excuse me. And and so kudos to those that are keep that solidarity and be by themselves because it's a lonely road. It's you kind of have to learn how to be by yourself, and
It is.
it's only
I feel
you.
like too, to be very successful, you kind of have to be selfish with your career, or you have to date
Yes.
somebody in the industry that's touring with you, doing everything with you, or that's okay being apart and doesn't need a lot of quality time. I know those people are out there, but I'm too needy. So I cannot date somebody that's on the road and gone all the time. I don't know. That would
Yeah.
be hard.
Yeah. I, I get it. Yeah, I totally understand, and it does. Yeah, it adds up. This comedian's like David Tell's one of my favorite. He has a bit about sometimes he gets the case of the lonely bug. It's like, and then he does his bit. But yeah, comedians are like that too.
Yeah.
And I get it, I understand it, but this is what brings me joy. This is what really, yeah, it's my identity. That's the best way to describe it. Is like being a comedian. I always, if I date someone, I always say, listen, first things first. I'm a comedian first, and then I'm a man second. I was like, so if I see a punchline, I'm gonna go
Dang,
for the
that's gonna
punchline.
be hard. I don't that's gonna be hard, I think, for someone to fully accept that,
Yeah, yeah,
they're coming second to the career. I don't know.
yeah. I'm
Um,
I'm transparent. I try.
yeah, that's you're
So
honest, which I like. Is there any podcast that you like to listen to?
it's fine. Actually, I used to listen to Mark Maron when he was doing WTF. I always loved it when because I would listen to it because he would always have comedians on. And that's why I would listen to him. Like, oh, this is cool. And then Tim Dillon, I'll listen to Tim Dillon. Joe Rogan,
Yeah,
I listen to Joe Rogan. I'm also listening for like all the UAP episodes, all the sciences. Like I'm not into conspiracies, but I like following them because there's always a little hint of truth in them. And I
yeah,
always tell that to I've been into conspiracies like since my early 20s. Like when I was a kid in junior high, I think junior high or high school, we had the anarchist cookbook, and that was like our like open. That was the door to walk in, and we got into this, just figuring out about chemtrails and like all this jazz. And, like I
yeah,
said, there's a little truth in everything, but not everything is real. But yeah, but like Skynet and like, oh, and it's Terminator 2, like, and blew me away. So
yeah.
I listen to Joe Rogan a lot. So I'll say that.
Yeah, I love all the
But
I
yeah,
like Tim Dillon is I'm a huge fan. We might have had
funny.
some spicy conversations. I think he's cool.
Oh,
I don't know.
that's that's cool. That's great.
Yeah,
Tim Dillon's
yeah,
hilarious.
I'm trying to turn him half gay instead of full gay, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
try to turn him. And it's funny because like he's one of those types where like like I have a friend of mine that's like he's gay and you wouldn't like think it. You wouldn't he acts just as straight and just it's sports and that kind of thing. And that's him. So hey, I bet you have the power to do it.
We all have goals in life that, we try to achieve. Okay, I make a game for all my guests. So, because you posted a lot about like LA and going to Dodgers and Lakers games, I have a going to LA sporting events etiquette. Do you think this is
Okay,
a good thing to do or not? Are you down?
I'm down. Let's hear it.
Okay. Bringing a stripper.
Well, we're doing it. Absolutely, you have to. It's like bringing your trophy that you just won. You got to show it off, or the bass
Yeah.
you just caught. So that's
Yeah.
great etiquette. Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Yelling at a ref.
Well, I'm sorry. Was it yelling at a what?
Yelling at a ref.
Oh yeah, I do it all the time. They're usually stupid. They don't see. They always make bad calls. So that's great
Yeah.
etiquette. I like that.
Okay. Bringing your own food in.
A hot dog in a pocket's not too bad. So like sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. That's what I tell the security guard
Have
when
you
I
done
get
it?
busted.
Have you
So.
snuck a hot dog in?
Absolutely. Yeah. I saw. Yeah, I tried. Like to the movies. Obviously, sometimes you stop by. It's a little cheaper. But the sporting events, I think I think I had like a Dodger dog in my pocket. Before I walked into Dodger Stadium. So I
Like, is
better
that
try
a
it.
hot dog in your pocket? Or are you just happy to watch baseball? You don't
Yeah,
know.
I just got busted. I just got busted.
Yeah.
So, like saying, I was like, oh no.
Have you
I was
seen there's a
sorry.
reel and a guy snuck a whole seafood boil into the theater?
Yeah.
It's
What?
legit.
Who does that? Would you do
I
that
would do
though?
that. Yeah, I would do that.
That's a
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
food.
weird like that. Okay,
Oh,
on their
for real.
phone
Yeah.
24/7.
I'm sorry. What was that question again?
On their phone 24/7.
Oh, you got to live the experience. You got to be there. So yeah, good etiquette is you cannot be on your phone 24/7. You got to pay attention to what's in front of you, which is the sporting event. That's what. Yeah, like put your phone away. Let's watch. This is what we're here for, kind of.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I would say good etiquette.
I like it. Okay, wearing flip-flops.
Mm, you know, as someone that gets to a lot of mosh pits, wearing flip flops, it's like unless you're not planning on running for the day, like it's I wear flip flops at home. I mean, but as a guy, women different story. But as for me personally, I don't know. What good etiquette is it? I don't think it's a good idea. Just because people will step on it, like generally someone will step on it.
Got
So,
to protect the
but
piggies when you're out.
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, especially when you're out. I
especially if you
specifically
get
have
on like
moshing.
Foot Finder. Yeah.
Yeah, gotta protect your assets.
Okay, last one, getting super hammered.
I used to do that a lot in my 20s at
Yeah,
metal shows. I've been kicked out of the House of Blues in Hollywood quite a few times because I've been
nice.
too hammered. So, but it's fun and I recommend it. But at the same time, I don't know if you can do it these days. It's a lot harder now, I guess. But I used to drink a lot. I used to party a lot. But I'd rather lift and work out than be sore from drinking all night. So that's just me. But you also gotta watch yourself and take care of yourself. Don't be that person. So I would say, yeah, don't get hammered. Don't get hammered, but be responsible with it. That's what I would say. I'll put
I
my
love
hand on
it. And then I have one more question, or actually, just I want your advice. What
it. Yeah,
is your advice to up and coming comedians that are listening to my channel that are thinking about trying open mic or doing it? What would you tell them?
get on every stage. That's what I was told a lot, and I will pass this knowledge on to the young, the younger up and coming generation. Is get on every get on every stage.
Thank you so much for stopping by Steph's Rock Show. Everybody look up Mark Gonzales. I'll tag you down below. And I hope your weekend is off to an incredible start.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This has been fun. So we'll do it again. We'll do it
Anytime.
again soon. All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
definitely.